Good morning. Whoa, we're off to a rocking and rolling start here. Good morning, all. Hi, Richard. Good morning, all of you beautiful people on this cooler Sunday morning. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. You've probably noticed somebody is not here today. Our senior minister, Reverend Don Lansky, has begun his sabbatical. Imagine that. But we have a wonderful guest minister today, Reverend Marge Brown, who will be inspiring us with her wisdom. And as always, we have our beautiful and talented Blair Jones and her music team with us today. Yes, they deserve an applause. Yes. And we're going to start right away with music. All right, let's do it.
Right, much that. We have to get feedback from that.
Yeah, turn the monitor a little bit.
Turn it a little more. Watch your microphone. So one can go. 1, 2, 3.
Stand if you'd like to.
There is a promise, I feel it coming, in the rising of a turning tide, where every burden shall be lifted on the surge of faith inside, and every spirit will feel the blessing, every soul will be satisfied. We are rising higher and higher in this turning tide. We are rising in this turning tide. We are rising in this turning tide. I hear the music in the madness. I see the vision of a brighter day. I draw compassion from our sadness and fuel the fire for a better way. I put my money where my mouth is. I get on board the freedom's ride. We are rising higher and higher in this turning tide. We are rising 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 in this turning tide. And so the promise becomes the present, and the future is opening wide. We are guided, we are gifted, we are lifted up inside, and nobody can do it for us. We'll sing our own hallelujah chorus. We are rising higher and higher in this turning tide. We are rising higher and higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. In this turning tide. In this turning tide.
Wonderful. Welcome again to Unity of Charlottesville. We are so glad you're here today, whether you're here in person or on YouTube or Facebook. This is an incredible spiritual community, one that is based in love, friendship, and fellowship. Our community welcomes. Let me say it again. I love this part. Bear with me. Our community welcomes all people, people of every faith, religion, lifestyle, belief system, political party, as well as sexual orientation and gender identity. Everybody is welcome. And now our Reverend Marge Brown will do our opening prayer, will lead us in our opening prayer.
I will. Good morning, everybody. All right, so let's let the previous parts of the morning go. And let's just take a few seconds to really raise our vibration for this sacred service. We're taking a deep breath, more deeply than we usually do, up into our upper chakras. Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we give thanks for all the blessings of this day, all the miracles that we will witness unfolding during the day. We give thanks for all of the sacred service volunteers who make this church service happening. We come together here in unity, in community, to share one another's joys, and to help dissolve or dissipate any sorrows in our life, because each member of the community helps us. We come to remember who we are. We are divine. And we're the changers in the world. So we remember we are God's eyes, God's voice, God's hands, and God's feet. And with every conscious breath we take, we bring more peace, love, harmony, and kindness into the world. And for this, we give thanks in the name of one of the great avatars, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
And now we have our statement of faith. Let us share that together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And now it's time to sing our welcome song. Please stand up on this one if you're able, and you can give real hugs if you're wearing a green dot, or virtual hugs. If not, wave to your neighbor. Time to greet each other.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
All right, good job. And I think Reverend Mark Boston is in the back of the house. How are you this morning, Reverend Mark? Woohoo! And it is time for the children to join Reverend Mark for Kids Church. Bye, guys. Have an enlightening morning. And so, masks. I was asked to say we have updated our mask policy. Masks are optional but are strongly encouraged. So that is our update. Okay, Blair. Mission statement. So let's share together our mission statement. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. Okay.
There's a new church on the horizon, made of light, not of stone, calling out to all creation, you are not alone. Lions and lambs, saints and sinners, best of friends, enemies, woman and man, losers and winners, they are all in you and me. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. Yes, we are all a part of one heart. Out in the cold, there are faces hidden by the wind and rain. Hold out your hand, someone will take it and bring you home again. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. Yes, we are all a part of one heart. Out in the world tonight, all the fires are burning. Tears are falling from the sky. Still the world keeps turning. We are one heart, one soul, one dream we share together. Yes, we are all
That was beautiful. Thank you, Blair. Thank you, Rhonda. Absolutely beautiful. I have the great honor and pleasure of introducing our guest, Reverend Marge Brown. Reverend Marge Brown has served 3 Unity churches. She is a healer and a certified soul realignment practitioner. Soul realignment is about soul healing. It clears what is in the way and realigning the soul back to its original divine soul blueprint, allowing one to live more fully from their divinity. Her alternate Unity ministry is unity@margebrown2020.org. Reverend Marge is passionate about Unity truth teachings.
Well, good morning, everybody that's here and everybody that's online. I'm honored to be here with you this morning. It's good to see you again. So we're in the middle of the summer of 2022, and where exactly are we? Where are we individually? Where are we collectively? Where are we as a society? Where are we going? Do we know? Anybody know? So the story I want to use this morning is of the children of Israel and their escape from bondage in Egypt. This story is from Exodus chapter 14. And we use the Bible, of course, as one of our spiritual books because we know where every person in the Bible and every event. And we don't interpret the Bible literally, we interpret it metaphysically. And I know some of you have been New Thought students for decades. So sometimes when we revisit these stories, we get a totally different metaphysical meaning depending on where we are with moving through the phases of our life. So let's see here. Okay, so let's see. So God promises Abraham that he's going to have multiple descendants, more than the stars. For over 400 years, Abraham's descendants, the Israelites, have been slaves in the land of Egypt. So Pharaoh is the ruler of Egypt, and God sends Moses to tell Pharaoh to let his people go. Pharaoh says no to Moses and eventually to God, really. So then what happens, as the story goes, is terrible plagues are sent to Egypt. And the last plague was the worst because the death angel killed the firstborn of every family and the firstborn of every animal in the household. So as the story goes, the Bible said there was a loud wailing at night, that even the Pharaoh couldn't endure. So he calls Moses in the middle of the night and he says, get your people, let your people go. I want out. So Moses in the middle of the night leads his 600,000 people out of Egypt. Now God did not lead Moses through enemy territory. He led them through the desert toward the Red Sea as they journeyed to the Promised Land. And he led them with pillar of clouds during the day and a pillar of fire during the night. God was always with them, guiding them each step of the journey to the Promised Land, and just as God is guiding us today. And God is within us, as we know and feel. So, like the children of Israel, we've left Egypt. We've left something behind. And as the excellent scholar Elizabeth Sand Turner tells us, there comes a time when we make our escape from the realm of sense consciousness, represented symbolically by Egypt in this story, but we're still far from our destination. And as true students, we've left Egypt, but we haven't reached the Promised Land. There's an interim period the Old Testament calls the wilderness. And we might wander there, as the children of Israel did, for a while. And when we're in the wilderness and we're not on spiritual ground, life's ups and downs can get us down. And right now, in the summer of 2022, we're in the wilderness. We're in that time between no longer and not yet. No longer because we've left a life before COVID, and not yet because we haven't created the new ways, the new structures of how we want to live. The way we're living is no longer working for us as a society, and especially as a global society. So how long will it take to actually birth this new earth? Why aren't we already there? Unity minister and metaphysician, Reverend Phil Pearson, he writes in his book, The 12 Freedoms, there are all kinds of economic, social, and physical limitations that humans are challenged by. All you have to do, he says, is listen to the television media to find out the threats that exist in every area of life. The television voices are mostly well-intentioned, but without any idea that they are building a consciousness of a false reality for a receptive world of listeners. According to them, doomsday sayers, you might have this disease, lose your job, be at war, lose your money in the stock market, live your life alone with nobody there to help you, and the list goes on and on. And of course, the news programs constantly tell us what reality is. He continues, this can become an individual's concept of reality, which then joins millions of others in the belief, assuring us that this is likely what we will experience. He writes, we can't make the world go away, but we can take charge of our lives and declare our freedom. We have the faith faculty to move the energy of our space and our universe into a much more positive reality. Not just a reality in our heads, but in our everyday, day-to-day lives. So I repeat, Reverend Phil says the media is helping build a consciousness of a false reality for a receptive world of listeners. We've left Egypt, and instead of Pharaoh's army chasing us, we have climate-changing challenges chasing us. In this story, there were insurmountable mountains. These are the mountains of greed and violence on the globe. Currently, the Red Sea in front of us might be the global health challenge. Maybe for you, it's something more personal. Maybe you've lost someone dear the last couple years or a pet. Maybe you're having economic challenges or relationship challenges. That could be your Red Sea. So how will we actually move through this? Well, we know one thing for sure, that chaos is a time to create. And we're here to create. So if we're here to create, and we cannot get caught up in the media that is entraining minds for the real reality, as they say. So this is what Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, writes on page 156 of her Healing Letters. When you are more in the realm of the soul, soul being the sum total of our consciousness and subconscious experiences, where the activity of psychic forces impresses you with the negative phases of humanity's development, you will feel the weight of human woe and will tend to grieve and worry and resent that which seems unfair and unjust and cruel. Has anyone ever felt that? Yeah, right? I do. And then I have to remind myself who I am, why I'm here now on the earth. So Myrtle continues. She says, but as you raise yourself into the Christ consciousness and see as God sees, you will look through and beyond appearances and begin to understand the true state of affairs and to discern just what is taking place in human beings. You will be just as diligent in helping people, but you'll no longer give way to seeing greed and the crushing of some people by others' injustice. You will understand that what is taking place is a process of growth, and you will bless the growth and see humans becoming more and more Christ-like. So anything we see and feel or hear that doesn't seem like we don't want this in our new earth. We bless it, and we just see the event or the people involved being more and more Christ-like. So Myrtle is reminding us we're co-creators. We are the God force on the planet. And if it's up to us, it's up to each one of us. So we have to bless all these events. So what do we want our future to actually look like? And how will we get there? We can't go back, we know that. But as you think about the future and the new earth, what are some of the characteristics or some of the attributes that you would like to see on the earth that maybe we don't see enough of or we don't see now? Just call them out. What are some of the characteristics that you would like to see? What was that? Compassion. Yeah. Peace. Unity consciousness. Yes, kindness, love, civility. Yes, right. So, how will we get there? And how will we live in harmony, in unity, in love, with peace and kindness? How will we evolve as a society where everybody is actually living from their heart space? You know, Jesus was constantly teaching us about the fourth dimension. Through his perception, he could see this realm, but he could also see beyond this reality. And faith, that is what brings the vision into clear focus, enabling Jesus to see that added dimension. He always taught us about faith. You know, if you have faith the size of a tiny, minuscule mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move, and it will move. So whatever the mountains are in front of us, as I mentioned a few of them, we can, in our prayer time, really say, move. We don't want to see this. Move it. I like this. Faith is a perception of the world which is, rather than which appears to be. So faith is one of our 12 powers. And you know, when I was studying as a truth student to be first a licensed unity teacher, they were teaching us all about these 12 powers. And I knew I was not getting everything I was supposed to get with these 12 powers. And then I found these old tapes, actually cassette tapes, in the Unity Library. And it was the work of Reverend Phil Pearson, and he paired the powers up with and aligned them to our chakras, our energy centers. And then later on, he wrote a book called The 12 Freedoms. If anybody likes to study the 12 powers, this is like an excellent book. So he coupled these 12 powers, he calls them 12 freedoms. And now that made a lot of sense to me because we're energy and we're composed of these chakras, these energy centers, and then he paired them up with each energy center. So starting in our crown chakra, he has faith and imagination, and then in the middle of our head, he is understanding and will, and then we go down to our throat, and he has zeal and power, and then we have wisdom and love, and then order and strength, and then in our root chakra, we have elimination and life, or release and life. And this just made a lot of sense to me when I used the 12 powers. Then the other thing he did was he calls them dyads. So he uses them together and he says the presence dyad is the life faculty and the elimination or the renunciation faculty. He says the stabilizing faculty, so if we want to stabilize something in our life, we want to use strength and order. If we all want to be unified in unity consciousness, of course, we would use the love and the wisdom faculty. The executive faculty, when we want to clean something or clear something out, right? Will and understanding. And then where we are now, really, as a global society, the manifesting dyad is faith and imagination. The energizing dyad is zeal, and he calls it dominion or power. So, and he leads with the primary power first, and then the other power, the secondary power, is the complementary one. So I really like the way he explains this. So we manifest through our imagination faculty, and then we hold that through our faith faculty. And this is how we are manifesting the new earth. So how are we going to do it? So Myrtle says, She says, we must discipline our mind every day, day after day, and control our thoughts so that we will not be full of faith one minute and then doubting and wavering and unstable the next. So this is why we have to guard what comes into our consciousness and guards what comes into our mind. So it may seem difficult when we see all of the individual and global situations difficult, like the parting of the Red Sea. And remember, difficult is hard, but impossible is just a little bit harder. And best of all, we have strong spiritual foundation. That's our anchor. And you know, when we take the time to just breathe and maybe just get up or listen a little deeper, because it can be just a breath away, we can have a totally shift in consciousness, can't we? A totally different mindset. So it's often just a breath away, just breathing into our heart space, and we get a different perception. Especially if we're not too attached to how we think things should be, and we are seeing with God's eyes and then being open and receptive. So we have the opportunity to see every person in the process of growth and becoming more Christ-like. And it takes, I would say, a lot of work to be present and be in the presence all the time, to be awake. So for me, my process is to turn away from anything I don't want, be it a book, a movie, a conversation. If it's not what I want, I turn away, because images imprint us. So if it's violence or guns or war or anything like that, I don't want it in my consciousness. So these are the steps I use. Oh, there's Myrtle, I'm sorry. I guess we didn't get it. I'll go back. Okay. So these are the steps I use. You may already have some steps that you use, but these are the ones I use. So turn away. This, I believe, is actually the most crucial step. If we let the images in our mind's eye, they're in us. So somehow we're feeding them because they're in us. So I gave up watching the news. I'm in my second year. I guess I'm a slow learner. And these are not the images that I want to see on the new earth. So I don't want them in my consciousness. So I'm not feeding them. And then what would I like to see in that instead? I want to see what you guys want to see. You know, I want to see kindness and peace. So I actually imagine people having conversations again and just listening and not reacting and not responding and not blowing up. And then when we do our work and we have our spiritual anchor, when we start our day like that, when we're in a state of higher consciousness, it means we can more easily observe what's happening without getting caught up in the drama and without getting caught up in the worry or the anxiety about it. And then, you know, to constantly just keep affirming, you know, I am one with my I am. There is only one power, one presence in my life. All things are possible with God. You know, all of those things, through everything, through the Christ within me, I can do all things. So this is our work. We are God's hands, we're God's voices, we're God's heart on the planet. And we have a job because, I mean, parting of the Red Sea, we have to let go of our old ways if we're going to leave Egypt, and we already have. And these are our old ways that are rooted in us that we're comfortable with, and we've got to release them. We have to release our old ways of living. And we must remember who we are, that we can actually change climate conditions. I'm sure over the course of this church, you all have heard the story of May Rowland, who was director of Silent Unity for 50 years. She's outside with a bunch of people. There's a tornado coming right at them, which is often the case where Unity Village and Kansas City are. We know that from The Wizard of Oz, right? And she says, she puts her hands up. So first she has the thought, and then she uses her power and says, stop, turn away. And the tornado actually turned away. So with our mind, with our breath, with our consciousness, we can actually bring more peace, more harmony, rain where we need rain, correct distribution of food supplies where it's needed. Maybe we see everybody incrementally or at large taking really good care of our Mother Earth and really understanding that she is our source of sustaining life on the planet. So we can do this, just like all of the Israelites cross the Red Sea, we can move through this Red Sea just like they did. There are hundreds of ways we can image and hold to the course, the faith of what we want. We can see and visualize safe schools, wholesome foods, preventative health care, compassionate justice systems. We can cross the Red Sea together if we stay focused and attentive to what we want and not what is shown on the screens. To me, this is our work as true students. Turn away from what we don't want our future to look like and create through our faculties of imagination and faith what we do want. Difficult is hard, impossible, just a little harder. Okay, so this is, and wrapping up here, I like this. Faith means being grasped by a power that is greater than we are, a power that shakes us and turns us and transforms and heals us. We surrender to this power of faith. So I know there are many of you doing this every day. This is just a reminder. And you know, when we do reach critical mass, we will carry the rest of humanity forward. So let us keep our minds focused on what we want, remembering that difficult is hard, but impossible is just a little bit harder. So let us now prepare for meditation and begin breathing in more deeply than you normally would. I invite you to close your eyes, your outer eyes anyway, and we'll listen to a beautiful song.
There's a presence moving softly in the quiet of my being, calling softly all the time. One heart, one mind, one life. United and divine, there's a presence moving softly in the quiet of my being, calling softly all the time. One heart, one mind, one life, united and divine. One heart, one mind, one life, united and divine.
And as our hearts and minds are open, we are so open and receptive to our higher self, to that Holy Spirit, bringing us any messages that we need to hear today, this week. Let us spend a few minutes in the quiet. And as we gently and easily and gradually come back to this time and place, we always give thanks for that time of communing with Spirit, knowing whatever messages we are to get, Spirit is always right there ready to give them to us. We need only to listen.
Welcome back. Thank you, Reverend Marge,
You're
for
welcome.
your words of wisdom.
I took the wrong book.
It is always wonderful to have a reminder of how important it is to be aware of what we allow to come into our consciousness or what we don't allow to come into our consciousness. Thank you very much for that very important message. And thank you, Blair and Rhonda, again, for your beautiful music. So it's that time during this service when we have an opportunity to give back a portion of all the good we've received here, not just today from Unity of Charlottesville, but from your history of being here with Unity of Charlottesville. We love this community, and we are so grateful for all of you that support this community with your tithes, with your offerings, not just monetary, but your gifts of service, bringing food for fellowship on Sunday, whatever your gifts are. We are truly, truly, truly grateful for all of your offerings. And I'd like to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. Anyone here I thought someone was raising their hand, but no, they were just finger combing their hair. Anyone here for the first time? Hi. Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you've enjoyed your experience here with us, and we'd love to see you again. Thank you for coming. And anyone who might be a newcomer, another one. We have another one? Yes, yes, you are new, and you were finger combing your hair. Both, welcome. We're happy to have you here as well. Hope you experience the love that we've experienced here. Thank you, and we hope you come back. Yes. Unexpected income program. We have an unexpected income program. That is an agreement that we make individually to tithe on any monetary gifts we receive unexpectedly until, Janet, what's the last day of this program? Peggy? August 31st is the conclusion of this program. There's a prayer that can be read in the morning to yourself, and in the evening we have copies of that prayer in the lobby area. And we also have the little sign up in a flyer combined with the prayer, a little sign up to make this agreement to tithe on any unexpected income that is received until that date. Now, unexpected income is money above and beyond our regular income. So if you find $10 on the road, that would be $1, right? Did I get that right, Janet? Our math expert over here. So there are other ways to give to Unity of Charlottesville. Online, text to give. Text to give is so easy. I signed up for this myself yesterday. I went to the Unity of Charlottesville website. There's a place right there on the front page, if you scroll down, how to sign up for text to give. There's a phone number, and it miraculously appeared on our screen, 844-636-0061. You text that number, and then you text the word give, and it takes you directly to a sign-up piece. So you put all your information in, and then from that point on, I did this last night. I gave my tithe for this morning. You text in that number, and you just put in the number you want to tithe, and it happens just like that. It is very, very easy, very easy. And then there's our butterfly net here in the sanctuary. Ellen will be coming around with our butterfly net. Thank you, Ellen. So, let us bless our tithes and offerings. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Ready for some music? Woo-hoo.
Many pray along the way.
Pray, don't stop to wonder.
What the world is coming to.
Pray, let something higher
Reveal the way
to greater love.
So the truth is telling me,
Sing of liberation.
for the ones who are not free,
Love can take us higher. Reveal the way to greater love. So we let it,
wash over us,
we let it,
make us kinder,
we let it,
lift us higher.
we let it,
We let it be.
we let it,
Early in the morning,
we let it,
build us together and hold
we
it.
let it,
Wash over us,
we let it,
we let it be.
we let it.
Still some cry along the way
Walking through the sadness,
for a world that needs to know
love can take us higher. Reveal the way to greater love.
So the truth keeps telling me,
Love's the only answer.
and to all humanity,
We can stay inspired. Reveal the way to greater love. So we let it,
wash over us,
we let it,
make us kinder,
we let it,
lift us higher. We let it be.
we let it,
Early in the morning,
we let it,
hold us together,
we let it,
wash over us.
we let it,
We let it be.
we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. Peace. Join us. We let the peace wash over
Beautiful. Are y'all getting tired of hearing from me? Okay, let me get the announcements together here. We have a midweek actually it's a midweek healing service on Zoom. It's every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7. That's only on Zoom. Please join this group. I sadly am not able to join because I work late, but I hear it is very powerful and very healing. Lots of miracles happened. And Jing, is Jing here today? Jing, are you here today? Jing is not here today. Our beautiful Kundalini Yoga teacher, Jing, is teaching Kundalini Yoga 5 Saturdays in June and July. So I guess that's coming close to wrapping up. Is anyone doing that program? How many more sessions do you have? One. There's one more session, and it says you can drop in. So if you're interested in experiencing a transformative style of yoga, truly, please join the group for a drop-in this Saturday at 11 o'clock downstairs, right? Downstairs in the fellowship hall, taught by Jing Griffith. And we have our Unity Family Night. Mark Boston is not here, so I will go, our Youth and Family Minister, so I will go ahead and make this announcement. So the Unity Family Movie Night, Reverend Mark is organizing Youth and Family Ministry Unity Family Movie Night on Saturday, July 30th. That would be this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. here at Unity, either in the fellowship hall, again downstairs, or outdoors around the labyrinth. If you have children or youth in the youth ed program, or if you have kids or grandkids who would like to come to this event and get to know Reverend Mark and some other youth, please let Reverend Mark know at markboston@gmail.com by Monday, July 25th. That's tomorrow. If there isn't critical mass for July 30th movie event, we'll be glad to delay it till we have a good sized group. So be sure to spread the word and let Reverend Mark know by this Monday. If you can't make it to the July 30th movie night event, but if you would like to talk with Reverend Mark about introducing your kids, grandkids, neighbors, or friends to Unity and our fall youth ed program, we are growing for this fall. Please get in touch with Reverend Mark. It's wonderful to see this growing energy for our Unity Youth Ed program. Okay, so next we have Ginger Collier's book study group. Ginger Collier continues to lead a study group to discuss the new book, Jesus Joins the Dialogue. You can contact Ginger at v.collier@earthlink.net. And we are having we're participating in our annual Charlottesville Pride 2022 Pride celebration. This will be, I have some competition here. The Pride, no? Okay. Should I do something different? Walk away from it. Okay. I am walking away from it. Is this good? All right. Charlottesville Pride 2022 Pride celebration takes place on September 17th. We will have a Unity booth there, right, Maria? A setup. And there'll be a concert and a drag show at Ting Pavilion from 6:30 to 9:30. And then September 18th, a street fair and fun day at Art Park from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And we have lots of announcements today. We have our hospitality and fellowship. Our next opportunity is next Sunday, August 7th. And if you want to help on a future Sunday, we love more Sunday hospitality dates. Basically, if you want to sponsor a hospitality date, you just volunteer, and Marge, you just bring coffee and things, and what exactly is entailed with that, Marge? Simple stuff. Bring simple finger foods and things of that nature, and the coffee is downstairs, right? Okay, perfect. So, sacred service, the treasure of time. We have lots and lots and lots of opportunities for sacred service, blessing team, as I just mentioned, hospitality and fellowship, and sound team is always looking for support, correct, Bob? So there are lots and lots of opportunities here. So if you feel moved, you feel led to serve, the prayer team, Buddy was our representative this morning before the service from the prayer team. He prayed the team in and set us up for the beautiful energy you felt here today. So you could talk to Buddy. Could you raise your hand? Yep, you can talk to Buddy. Hi, Buddy, if you'd like to be part of our prayer team. So lots and lots of opportunity. Our virtual fellowship, for those of you with us online this morning, we invite you to log on to Zoom immediately following the peace song for interactive virtual fellowship. From Facebook, look for the link in the chat, and from our website, click on the Sunday Services tab. And that's all the announcements. Woo! There's more? Who is this? Oh my goodness. Oh, this wasn't on my list because this is something we just found out about recently. Oh, Elliot Appel, am I saying that right? Apple. What a beautiful soul, what a beautiful spirit. She loved Unity of Charlottesville. She loved our music. She was such, yes, we can all, yes. She was such a beautiful energy here. She still is. I'm sure she's with us in her energy form this morning, and we will miss her. We will surely miss her in her physical presence. There will be a celebration of life service this coming Saturday, July 30th at 2 p.m. in the Unity Sanctuary. All of you are welcome, and there will be a reception to follow. And we bless her spirit, we bless her energy, we bless who she was in physical form. We love her, we still love her, right? So we will come together and celebrate her being. Okay. Pastoral care team. If you're interested in being part of the pastoral care team, you can also talk to Buddy, right, Buddy?
Yeah, but also just be aware that you can call the unity office
Yes.
if you need anything. But the whole purpose of pastoral care team is to take care of needs of any of the congregants, and also if you need prayer, of course, that's as well. But just whatever your needs or your wishes are, you call the unity office and make us aware of how we can help.
Thank you, Buddy. Thank you. So, is that it? No, I know. We have children. Okay, now we have our children's blessing. Well, oh, hi, you are here. I didn't see you come in. Come on up, Reverend Mark Boston, our youth ed director, and his group as the light of God. We are walking as the light of God.
We are walking as the light of God. We are walking as the light of God. Hey everybody, my name is Mark Boston. I'm your youth director here at Unity of Charlottesville. And we had a lovely time today, didn't we, girls? Today's lesson was about
the importance of paying attention.
Oh, wow.
What is the word we use to describe that?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Who wants to talk about the importance of mindfulness? Marley, would you like to?
Well, mindfulness is about being thoughtful and aware of your surroundings and what's happening in the world and in your life. Mindfulness can help increase focus, first of all, in your activities and just how you're doing things in general. It can decrease stress because it makes your life more orderly because you have more knowledge with what's going around, and overall just makes your experience more you're just more aware in your experience overall in life and makes everything, more fuller.
Thank you for that wonderful description of mindfulness. So, what did we do today to illustrate that, Delaney?
Today, we were shown a tray with various objects on it, like candles or toys and stuff. And the tray was taken away from us. And when it was brought back, one of the items was removed from the tray, and we had to remember which one was removed from it to see if we were paying attention. And how did we do? I think I did pretty good.
Woohoo! Yes.
You good? All right. Well, thank you all. This was wonderful. How about we bless the children who are not here and who are here today? Children. Uniteens, YRUers, teachers, and parents, you are loved, special, and important.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Delaney, Marley, and Journey. And let us now, thank yous. We have thank yous. We thank our sound team. Yes, we have Carol and Bob this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have our blessing team. Thank you. I know Ellen was on the blessing team, and everyone else who joined. Linda, thank you. Thank you for serving us this morning. Our incredible music director, Blair, with the incredible gifts that she brings to us each and every week. And Jim on the guitar. Yay, Jim. And we have Kevin and Rhonda and John and myself. I'm part of the praise singers here today. And we will have healing helpers with PMH and Kevin on the right side of the sanctuary. And Buddy will be available for individual prayer at the front of the sanctuary. At the who? Peggy is. Sorry, Buddy. Both. Okay, Buddy and Peggy will be, double or nothing, will be available for individual prayer, and you'll be at the front of the sanctuary. All right. All right. Did I forget? Oh, Reverend Marge Brown. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a bow, take a bow, take a bow. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It was a gift and a joy to have you with us today, and I believe you're with us next Sunday as well, correct? So everyone, come back if you want to hear more of her wonderful teachings. Did I forget anyone? Anyone? All right. Thank you, Rhonda. All right, truth be told, this was my first time doing this by myself, guys. Without Don being here, you know, so I'm sure you're extremely tired of my voice by now. But anyway, prayer for protection. Let's all stand and share our prayer of protection. And the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. And we love you all. Our peace song.
And
a
remember, difficult is hard, impossible just a bit harder.
Okay.
All right. Whew. Thanks, guys, for your support.